Now, while the credits are rolling for this game, in my video where I was doing the mini games for the fleas, I said that was important. It's important because that was the moment while playing those mini games. That was the moment where I realized that I'm not touching this game again. Every game every game you play it and then you reach a point or many points in the game where like this part of the game is gonna impact the replayability. This part of the game is enough for me to just not want to pick up to play it ever again because it's so frustrating. It's not fun. Not it could be boring. It could be just too difficult. You could not be good at it. But those flea mini games was that was the point. Grohl was bad. Um, some gauntlets were pretty tough. Moorwing, Moorwing. I don't care about Moorwing anymore. That was like a lifetime ago. Let's see what else is there. I don't know. All of Bilewater. I mean, it's pretty rough. But I'm not gonna play the DLC. I'm not gonna go back and get the PlayStation Platinum Trophy because I have the in-game 100%. I'm not going to go do anything else in this game. And the reason why is because this game does not respect me as a video game player and a person. I think Elden Ring has done irreparable damage to the video game community because what you see now is you see these really difficult games where sometimes it's just not fair at all. And it's like, what were they thinking? This is horrible. And especially if it's a beloved, if it's a beloved developer, if it's been in development for a long time, Elden Ring, your Silksongs, you really can't complain because if you try to criticize the game, you'll find people are saying get good, get good is what the Silksong community says because Hornet says it in Hollow Knight. That's a funny reference. Get good. No, it's stupid. It's really stupid. Now, there are some times where you should just get good. And the challenge is not it's difficult, but it's fair and it's well designed and you can tell that the person tested it who played through it wasn't like a psychopath. That's a good challenge. First Sinner, um, Lost Lace. Lost Lace was a fine boss fight. You know, it's the final boss of the game, and the only complaint I have with it is that there's too much black on the screen, and there's so much aerial denial that I wasn't really sure what to do, and the punish windows were very small. But yes, as I was saying, Elden Ring has kind of ruined difficult games. And when you think back to like a Dark Souls 1, if you think back to a Dark Souls 1, people could play the game, they could beat it, and they could say, "Oh, I'm good at games. I beat Dark Souls." But they could also acknowledge that like this part of the game is this part of the game sucks, and everyone could say it without everyone's get good. Oh, the game's perfect. You won easy mode. No, that's not what we're saying. I want a game that respects my time and is a good showcase of my skills, I guess. There are lots of points in the game where there's RNG, Savage Beast Fly, spawning random enemies, right? You have a big enemy that deals 2 damage, um, takes up a big spot in the arena, and then you have the small little bugs who just fly. Now, if you go in there for your first time and you get only the small bugs, or mostly the small bugs, I mean, you're cruising. On the other hand, if you get the big enemies, you're really screwed. And that's just one example of the game just not setting up a fair challenge. Or what what broke me, actually no, let's talk about Girl first. Girl, you have this blight town area. You got to run through it. You have this horrible run back. You have um, this poison lake. You get there. Maybe you have all your health when you get into the boss, and you have to do an arena before you get to fight this horribly designed boss. It's funny. I knew Grohl existed, but I did not know about the arena. So I get to the arena. I beat it first try. I have one health left. I'm like, oh, I just beat this hard arena. Maybe Grohl's up next, like in the next room. No, Grohl was in that room and I had one health. And then that was the first that was like my first warning. Well, the second warning, the first warning was everything dealing 2 damage in the early game. That's just not necessary at all. So we have warning one, the 2 damage on just so many enemies in boss fights. Two, Grohl. Three, the three is the Flea Master and his mini games. I've saved all 30 fleas. I'm in the last part of the game. I've got big stuff to do. I have all these bosses, maybe some NPCs to check on. I have to finish up getting all my upgrades. Oh, upgrades, right. A nail upgrade, pale oil. So, um, I'm in Act 3. I want to make sure I get everything. So I open up Extra Life and I'm like, okay, pale oil in Fleetopia. So I go there. I'm like, oh, he's gonna thank me for saving everyone. He's gonna give me the oil. I'm gonna upgrade my nail. And I'm gonna leave. In the words of DSP, wrong. No, that was not the case. I had to do this juggling mini game, which is so frustrating, so irritating. It's not fun, and I don't feel like it's a test of my skills either. I feel like it's just something really annoying. It's like it's filler. It's filler. And like that was the point where I realized it's like I can't do this again. PlayStation, they want me to do a 5-hour speedrun, they want me to do 30 hours. 30 hours, 100%. I'm not doing it. There's too much in this game. There's too many of the moments in this game where it's like I don't want to come back to this. Persona 5 has the Royal has that last dungeon, that last puzzle. That's why I'm never gonna play that game again. Okumura's Palace. Everyone knows about Okumura's Palace. Um, let's see, what's an area in Dark Souls 3 you just can't pay me to go back into? How about Ring City? Ring City, look, Ring City is actually pretty tame compared to this, but that's a hard area. That's enough for some people just be like, I can't do it again. I don't know all the safe spots to run around to. I don't know the safest path to. I don't know how to get to all the bonfires. That's too frustrating. Bloodborne, my favorite game. Um, what's that? Oh, whatever the area that Murray is in. That area is hard to get through. That is confusing. And to like the 10 people who watch this video, you if you're not like if I didn't send it to you, if you're not one of my friends, then you may be thinking like this scrub needs to get good. I'm probably better at video games than you, okay? Like I would bet on it. I'm probably better at video games than you, okay? And I beat the game. You can see it on the screen there. I beat the game. I know that I was watching a YouTube video. Well, I think I was in Graymore and I was listening to a YouTube video and he was reading Steam reviews for Silksong and people are complaining about the difficulty. Sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's not fair difficulty. I mean criticism. And this guy, he's like, "Oh, you'll beat it. These guys need to get good. You want easy mode. You know, we want hard games for us gamers. We difficulty in games is great. I love a difficult game. I love a challenging game." You know what he said at the end of the video? He was like, "Yeah, I haven't actually played Silksong yet, so I don't know." Are you out of your mind? And this is what we have. This is an Elden Ring issue. Elden Ring people created this issue. I was in school and people who I didn't even know played video games came up to me and they said, "Hey, have you played Elden Ring?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" Like, "Oh, do you like it?" I'm like, not really. I'm not really like enjoying my Elden Ring playthrough. Me, who's playing with certain rules versus like some of my classmates who are, I don't know, use your magic. And they couldn't understand why my criticisms for Elden Ring. They couldn't understand it. And that's okay. For the most part, I keep my game opinions like on Elden Ring, these popular games that are difficult, these babies that no one can criticize. I just keep it to myself because I know it's not worth it. If you're gonna tell me to get good, I'm not gonna be able to convince you on any flaw in the game design. You're not gonna listen. And you know, I'm happy for you that you love the game, and I hope you put 100 hours into it, and I hope you get to the point where you can beat the flea minigame first try. I hope you can do that because I'm not gonna do that, okay? Bloodborne. Bloodborne, my favorite game. I beat that game when I was 9 years old. I came back, I think 2 years ago now. I beat it at without leveling up once. I beat it without leveling up. Why? Because that was a test of my skill. Where that was a challenge. That was a challenge that I found fair for the most part. I mean, of course, I got angry. You know, sometimes I got infuriated how close I was, but that was a challenge I could get behind. And that was a game that respected my time. Team Cherry did not do that. My Saint Riot, Saint Riot was talking about how there's so much in the game. He said, "Oh, it could be bloated." There's a name. We have something we call these games. We call it bloat. We call it bloat. Unless it's all meaningful content. Unless it's all meaningful. Not, and for the record, well designed or cleanly implemented is not necessarily meaningful. But what's more important is that he also said, while criticizing the difficulty, now this is someone who's even better at games than me, um, way better, I'm sure. He said, he pointed out that this difficulty was like the natural progression for the Silksong devs because they've had their hands on this game for forever. I'm sure they've been playing it, and it gets to the point where it's like, oh, this is too easy now. It's too easy now, so we have to make it harder. We haven't had the game. We haven't had the game like that. Do you see the issue here? I I made a note that I wanted to beat this game before they add like a Pantheon, because that takes too much time. Been there, done that. You know, that's too time consuming. I have other stuff to do. I thought my goal was just to beat it before there's a Pantheon, get my Platinum Trophy, get out. Nice game, but it doesn't matter if there's a Pantheon as the next DLC. I'm not playing it. It could be free. I'm not playing it. They could have Orenstein and Smo. I'm not playing it because Orenstein and Smo are both going to deal 2 damage each in a small arena, and with aerial denial, there's going to be hazards in the arena. There's going to be stuff falling. It's going to be hard to see. Your screen's going to be shaking. They're going to spawn random enemies. The run back is going to be 10 minutes long, and I'm not going to do it. Team Cherry, thank you for the game. I enjoyed it for the most part. If I didn't enjoy it, I would have just not played it. I just dropped it and said, "Oh no, I'm not doing it." And that is my criticism. That this was all because something just snapped while I was doing those mini games, and I couldn't take it anymore. And that's why I recorded that and I uploaded it almost as to hold myself to it, because I needed to talk about this issue, my issue with Silksong, and my issues with the video game community. The us video gamers, we have an issue. We have an issue. I don't think it's going to be fixed. Shout out to Cogflies. Shout out to Shy Flies. That was that Lost Lace. Wow. That was that was something. Like I said, the only criticism I can't see I can't see. What I did notice is that she was a lot easier to handle when you were right up on her. If you move too far away, she gets hard to see. She can appear from anywhere, and there's already like 10 other black things on her screen. You're not going to be able to find her, and she's probably going to sneak attack you. Well, not really a sneak attack. She's probably going to hit you from like behind some void mass, and you're going to panic. But if you can stay close to her, you can see where she's going, you can punish lots of her moves. It's almost like the eye of the hurricane. I felt safer when I was closer to her. The cogflies obviously helped me a lot, but it's not my fault. They put a boss in the game that you really, I don't know. I was on Wanderer's Crest. I was on Silk Speed anklets. I was barely hitting her, so the cogflies really helped out. I spent so much time in the air because the ground was no man's land with some crazy woman. I was gonna say something, but I won't. Just some crazy underscore woman on the ground. Um, it's better than Trivia. Trivia was a terrorist. All right, peace out.